All right, we're recording. What's up, everybody? Welcome to our Monday Mastermind. I'm super excited about today's topic. I want to talk to you about the ATM method. Does anybody here know what that means, know what that stands for? Go ahead and go in the chat if you're familiar with ATM. And I like the play on words here. It's called an acronym, right? I think. ATM stands for add, tag, message, and using this system will put more money in the ATM machine for you to take out. So the way I use add, tag, message is for customers and potential affiliate partners. And we do it using our customer page. Is everybody on here a part of our customer group on Facebook called the CBD Lounge? Go in the chat if you're in it, if you love it, or type in the chat if you need to be added to it so that we can make sure that you are added to it. Our Facebook page for our customers is brilliant, you guys. I'm actually just going to do a screen share here so you can have a little bit of a visual along with what we're talking about. So let me just head on over to, this is always messing with me. All right, this is the CBD Lounge. It is our private group on Facebook. There's over 3,000 members in it. And this is it's really customer forward. So we don't talk about the business on here. It's probably mentioned every now and then, but it's really for the customer experience. And what's so great about it is when you have a customer that you're talking to them about, and it's called the CBD Lounge, and it may get renamed in the future. Right now, it's just still the CBD Lounge, but there are testimonies for all of our My Daily Choice products in here. So you can add people to this group based on the conversation that you had and share a testimony with them. So I'm going to give you kind of an example of that. I'm searching, how can I search the actual group here instead of the Facebook? Where? I'm wondering if maybe I'm always on my phone.
There's a little search.
Is it this?
Yeah.
This one? Okay. It looks different on the phone. It's like the bar at the top. Okay. So I'm just going to put in migraine. Check this out. Look at all these testimonies based on migraines that we're going to find in here. I had a migraine yesterday, took Tylenol, remembered that I had relief cream, rubbed it on the temples and the back of my neck, and it was gone in less than 2 minutes. I got to move this to be able to actually read these. But you get the point. There are so many. Oh, look, April had one in here. So many amazing testimonies on migraine. You could do the same thing for inflammation, for sleep, for ADHD. You can really go into the toolbar and you're going to pretty much find a testimony on that topic because there's 3,000 people in here using CBD or essential oils or the vitamin sprays for different reasons. What you can do is add your customers to here, whether they're already a customer or just somebody you talked to. And you can say, the first part of ATM is add. Hey, I have a Facebook group that has all kinds of education and testimonials on how this specific product has helped exactly what we were just talking about. Do you care if I add you to it? Or you can just tell them, like, say you already have like a pretty good relationship with them. Hey, I invited you into this group on Facebook that I think you're going to find a lot of value in. Accept the invite and you'll see what I tagged you on. I think you're going to you'll learn a lot from that, or you'll relate to it. So they can see the testimonies and then they can kind of poke around and they'll go up in the search bar or they'll just start reading all the testimonies, and it works as amazing third-party validation for the products and how helpful they are. So, okay, I was just making sure I got a message that somebody was made sure they could get into the Zoom. So add them to the group. Tag them on a post that's going to relate with them. That's what the T stands for. Add, tag, message. So like you would go into this post about migraines Oh, look, somebody here has done it. Hey, Jen, I was going to post it here as well. Just hadn't gotten that far yet. Oh, hold on. Let me find an example. Well, I see a lot of people adding their names. Check out this testimonial about migraines. Thought this might be interesting to you. You can see how people are already using it in the comments on here on this testimony. That's what you would do. Tag them. Hey, this reminded me of what we were talking about earlier. I hope this helps you. And then you're going to message them. And you're going to say, hey, I tagged you on this post. I thought that it would speak to you. I personally know this person. It helped them. Or this is, somebody that I saw in our group. This really helped them on that. I just wanted to make sure that, I shared what I thought could help with you or whatever your message is to them. But make it really personable because we're in the business of helping people. And when they can see the proof right here, they'll try it and we can really, really help them, right? We've got to get the products in their hands to help them with the things they need help with. So anyways, I think that the ad tag message system is brilliant. And this is a perfect way to do it. But it goes beyond that because this group, you guys, is like solid gold. When you scroll through here, I'm trying to see if I can just go to the regular page and not based off of the migraine thing we just did. I got to keep moving this little guy. I'm not very good with screen share, if you can tell. Oh, let's not read my messages on screen share. You can take these testimonies, you guys, screenshot them, and post them in your stories on Facebook. Use them as marketing, that third-party validation. And there are thousands and thousands in here, thousands of testimonies for everything. So maybe you talked about something on your stories that day about how something helped you, and then you can back it up with 3 different screenshots. And what you'll often find is when somebody posts a testimony, you'll go in the comments and you'll see all kinds of people saying, yeah, it helped the same thing with me, or I gave it to my kid and did this. And it's just free advertising. They don't have to be your own customers to share the testimonials because these are real testimonies. So I always, when I do that, make sure that I'm marking the name out. So unless, I got permission from that person, but, so they have that privacy, but just share the information with your following. So there's so much you can do from this to help your customer base. So I want to open it up and find out if you guys have any specific questions or maybe a share how this is, if you've done this in the past, if it's worked for you. So we can kind of get a little bit of an open conversation going on it. But I have been doing this for the last 3 years. I started this in my last business and it's really, really worked for me. And it just creates a personal experience. And then the other genius thing is it's built-in marketing. So you add your customer in here for that one thing. And maybe they're trying the relief cream because they tore their muscle in their leg, and you add them in this group. And now they're seeing testimonies from other products. And so it ends up exposing them to other products that they want to try and reading people's testimonies that you didn't even have to talk to them about. And so it gives them exposures to your business and your different products without you being like, hey, have you heard about this? Have you heard about this? Let me try this. Let me try to upsell you on this. They're seeing it on their own by being in the group and they're relating it to the things that they need. I've gotten customers of mine that have seen testimonies about something that their mom struggles with or their son. And they're like, wait, I didn't even know you had something like that that could help this. And I'll get text messages. How do I get my hands on this thing that I saw somebody post about? So it works really well for that. Do you guys does anybody want to come off mute and chat about this? I want to make sure that our calls on Monday are not just me speaking at you. I definitely want to, anything that I know that I feel can add value to your business, I want to share that with you. But I also want to make sure that everybody's being heard here because I know most of the value happens when we come off mute and we're answering questions or sharing our own success with different techniques that we've tried. So if anybody wants to chat.
I could really see myself. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I could really see myself using this on just like openly on social media too. Like, yes, doing it in the group, but using this method on Instagram. So I was like kind of taking notes on like, okay, maybe like add is like adding them as a friend or adding them into like an exclusive group chat that you have within Instagram of people who are also struggling with anxiety, or adding them to something within your personal community, whether that's just your Instagram or something more personal. And then tagging can be like really taking advantage of each other's social medias and maybe past posts and testimonies that you've done, tagging them in your posts, and then sending them a personal DM from there. And then another idea, when you were saying screenshot this and share it in your stories, you can go one step further and post maybe your testimonial with your picture about your migraines and how these products have helped, and then do like a carousel reel of like 10 testimonies that are screenshot from this group, where it's like you're out front and on that first carousel post, but then you have the reels that you're using with other people kind of providing proof of your personal testimony that it also worked for them.
That's so smart, Hoodie. I think that's a brilliant way to show it. And we were just talking about the algorithm and how it's like favoring reels, and it's such a simple way to take advantage of the reel feature, that doesn't have to be so creative. It can be really straightforward and serve a purpose. So yeah, screenshots have been huge. This is the other thing. If anybody wants to share, like, just come off mute and chime in. But this system only works if we work it. So not only are the existing testimonies in there helping us so much, but you guys, that's off the hard work of other affiliates that went in and shared their testimony and encouraged their customers who had a testimony to share their testimony. So the other thing I want to do is encourage you to add value to the system for us. So when you try a new product and you love it, I want to challenge all of us to once a week go into the CBD lounge and share some type of testimony on any product, not just CBD, any My Daily Choice product, and tag your team in it so we can see it and we can maybe chime in on it. But it adds so much value to the whole system. So with that said, I want to do a little bit of a challenge, because I think if we all take this training and run with it and say you have existing customers, and you're adding them into the group now based off of what they've talked to you about, go and add them in. Do that now. And then start duplicating that with the other people that you haven't even talked to you about and all the conversations you're going to have in the future. And start doing that, and then sharing your own testimonies, and we get this like well-oiled machine going. I think it's going to boost all of our BV, and it's just going to make it so much better and beneficial for all of us when we're all participating. So with that said, I want to do a little incentive. Let me grab something real quick.
While she's gone, I think it's also important to like read your audience. So maybe not just like adding people in the group, but asking for permission and like actually having conversations about the group, rather than just like, I don't know, how many times have you guys been added into some random mail group or whatever that people are trying to grow their business? So I think it's like reading your audience and really having that conversation and that relationship with them before just like adding them to something random also.
That's such an important point, because if we're not doing this with like integrity and doing it the right way, it's certainly not going to serve its purpose. They're going to think that you're being spammy. So that's why I think the tag in the personal message is so important, and opening it with asking their permission. Like, hey, I think a lot of this is going to speak to you. Do you care if I add you to this group? Just accept the invite and you'll see what I was talking about. Make sure that they get that, like, yeah, I want to see it, and you're not spamming them. What's up, April? I saw you came off mute for a second.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say I love this tool, and it's really great. Once you've been on social media for a little bit after you start the business, it takes a while for people to start reaching out and asking you about CBD. So lately I've had a lot of people like, hey, I saw what I heard what you were talking about. I'm kind of interested. And it's been really good for me to be like plugging them into that group. And then it gives me another reason to follow up with them and be like, oh, did you read that testimony that I tagged you in? And then it starts another conversation and helps me get their order. So I love that group.
So I love what the ATM method can do for your business. So the other thing that's really good for your business is getting on video, showing your face on social media. So I'm going to challenge all of you to share a testimony in our CBD Lounge group before the week is over and tag me in it so I know you did it. And I'm going to take each of your names and put it in a hat. And one of you are going to win this. So this is a super awesome phone stand and ring light. You can actually see, I have one propped. Let me turn this around. I have one propped on my window. You can click it, like clip it anywhere. It clips onto a desk or like a window seal, a countertop with this clip. And it's super strong and sturdy. And then it has a little phone stand. It's brand new, so you have to put it together. And then a ring light. And it's got a couple different like warm, cool, and a couple different like, brightness on the ring light. And what I love about it is the way it plugs in is a USB cord. So you just put it into a port in your wall at home, but this means it works in your car. So you can clip this bad boy to the steering wheel. I can't tell you how many last minute Zooms I've done in the car at night or something and you can just literally take your business anywhere. So I think this is super great. It's got the stand to give you all the good like skinny angles. And if you tag me in this at the end of the week, I'm going to pull a name and I'll mail it to you. Does anybody have one of these already? Does anybody want one of these? I see Maddie wants one. I love this thing. I've been using one. I've actually gone through a couple of them. My favorite tool, and it look how compact it is. It you can roll it up and take it with you on vacation. So you can work your biz and take a cute video in a hotel room or anywhere where you can't take your big, I have a huge ring light behind me right now, but it's way too big to do that with. So what do you guys think? I feel like weird. It's getting awkward for me to just be kind of talking like I'm in a conversation, but I'm not really in a conversation because I'm no longer doing a training. It's weird. Talk to me. Come off mute. Gorgeous.
No, I'm excited to be able to use this. I think, especially with because I don't personally struggle with sleeping, and so the CBD melatonin, if there's a testimony on there that I can share with people that may struggle with that, and I don't personally struggle with it, so I don't have a product testimony, then I can share that with them and utilize others if I don't have the same struggles as they do.
Yeah. I think it's a great place to share your testimonies for everything and how you're using it for your kids. Even if it's not some huge, it doesn't have to be a big health testimony. It could be y'all, I put in the essential oils and I used to think that was super hippie and I was all about my pumpkin spice candles, but my friend told me that it was going to give me cancer. So I turned on a diffuser for the first time and my house smells amazing. And I'm not giving my family cancer. This is great. It doesn't have to be such a big deal. It can just be how you're enjoying something. I met up with Tara today, so our kids could have a play date, and she sprayed me with the abundant scent, and I smell so good right now.
That's the one I got, and I love it. And I'm and it's just essential oils and coconut oil, I think. It's
it's literally just fractionated coconut oil and essential oil blends. And I love Abundant. I will warn all of you, April might want to come off of mute for this one. Confident might be for your grandma.
If you're going to the bingo hall, you got to get confident.
I was really excited because I love the like mantra confident. But it's not my favorite spray. It's just very soapy. Like your grandma would really rock it. Powerful. It's not bad. It's just like, you guys know that smell, right? You know that smell I'm talking about, that like soapy smell. Powerful is like very sexy. I'm getting that for my husband to use. So powerful is super cool. And then resilient is really, really good. And it's like, it could go either way. It could be like unisex. Like it's light, it's like nice daytime, and like a girl or a guy could wear it. I feel like a couple of them are like that. Abundant is my favorite daytime, and Loved is my favorite like date night scent.
I need to get more of them. I just got the Abundant one and I love it so far.
I'm glad you went with Abundant because that's my, it's my favorite hands down.
Me too. Well, it's the only one. I have.
So basically I could go on, and I might do that. I'll go in and I will talk about the scents and how I smelt them and who I would like get them for, you know, and like, that's the type of content that we want to see in their testimonies, but also like, you know, if you're feeling extra saucy, you could go on and do an unboxing.
To Maddie's point too, like having a testimony of something that she doesn't necessarily use or have a need for, it's basically like 2-timesing, 3-timesing her income potential, being capable of sharing something that she doesn't have herself. Like obviously we all want to share our journey and be authentic, but this allows us to do that without having every single one of the My Daily Choice products. Just having this group and this ATM method really gives us the potential to make a ton more money and have like a larger impact on more people as well.
Facts tell, stories sell. And it's not always going to be your story, your testimony. And so, like you said, having other people's testimonies to benefit you is huge. So the more we all participate, the better it is for all of us. So yeah, super, super simple, straightforward training today. I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but I hope that ATM is so easy to remember. Add, tag, message. Just start trying it out. And so I challenge you to add your existing customers. Make sure you ask for their approval, and get them in there so it can start working as, you know, more third-party validation and marketing for them, and share a testimony on your favorite product. And I want to send one of you guys a ring light. I think that'll be super fun. The other thing is, okay, is everybody on here? Do you guys have the Telegram app? Krista, anybody? Okay, Krista does. Maddie, the Telegram app is a free app, and it's a great text service that My Daily Choice has, their corporate office. And so it comes through like, kind of like our WhatsApp does, how we get a notification for it. It'll come through like a text message almost, but it's on a different app. And that's how I get my notifications, because I'm not great about reading my emails. But if it's like a quick message that I got from corporate, I'm much more likely to be in the know. So they just did a post right before we got on here that is a competition that they're doing. I'm trying to pull it up right now. Telegram. They're doing a lifestyle social media competition. So they're choosing 3 lucky winners. And let me see, hold on, it's a video, so I'm trying to see what are the prizes. $1,000 cash prize, a $500 cash prize, and a $250 cash prize. And they have like the rules, but it's basically just posting a lifestyle post talking about the mantra product. So that's the essential oils or the scents. So I think that's super cool. We could all go for it, because there's so many people I feel like we have a really good leg up to win this because there's so many people that do network marketing the wrong way on social media, right? They'll like post some weird picture of their product and like corporate is going to like be embarrassed for them and be like, they're making us look bad. But you guys, our group kills it on social media. We will totally do it the right way. And so we have a really great shot at somebody on our team winning one of these prizes. And I want to see one of you guys win it. And how awesome would it be to win $1,000 for a post that you would already make? So just make sure you read the rules and you put the hashtag that you need on there so they can see that you did it, because we're doing stuff like this all the time. Let's make some money off of it. More money. I guess that is how we make money, but.
So you just download the Telegram app, and then I know I was trying to get it figured out when I first joined, but I don't think I could.
I'm trying to remember. I think what I did was like, I think I just found them. I think you can like search them, but I will, yeah, you just search and subscribe, share link. Okay, hold on. Copy link. I'm sending it to all of you right now. I'm going to put it in the WhatsApp and you can follow that link. And then you'll get all of the updates from corporate.
Cool.
Yeah. So does anybody, now completely unrelated because we have a little bit of time, does anybody have any questions or want to share a win or anything from this week? Krista got me on an amazing 3-way call this week.
Oh, yes, I did. I
Yes,
forgot
you
about
did.
that.
Yeah.
She was actually going to hop on, but she's trying to she had a doctor's appointment, and then she is trying to get back to Michigan, and she might have a job. She has a potential job like offering. So she's trying to get all her ducks in a row for that because she like let her license go or something, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, I lost track of time. And I said, you're fine. I'll fill you in. So
I know you're adding somebody to the group. She just bought products and is like totally down for doing the business. And
yes.
April, I know you just had Tara on a 3-way call today. You're on mute.
Yes, and I have 2 more this week. So I'm working it.
I'm loving it. Alex, I haven't heard from you today. I'm assuming you're probably busy just tuning in. How are you, girl? I got to get those pictures to you.
Yes, I'm tuning in, listening, but just working still. So
Cool. Well, this was fun. It's just one of those, like, you guys, I had a really, really amazing mastermind with my uplines last night. I mean, they're all of our uplines. But Dana and Dave and Tara, and we have this next level for like 5Ks and above mastermind that we do. And I cried on the last one. I got super emotional and I started crying and I was like, I just like really need a really, really good mastermind. Can you guys like all come together for me on like a Sunday night and just like help me through my shit? And so we did last night and it was so good. And I had so many amazing takeaways. But one of the biggest ones was this business is so simple and we just overthink it. Is anybody else on here like guilty of overthinking the steps and what it takes to be successful? And really like, it's just staying in action with the simplest steps, but like putting yourself out there. It's so easy to do, but it's so easy to not do, right? Like, because we don't have quotas. We don't have anybody telling us what to do or checking in with us on our productivity. Like, we really have to just show up for ourselves. And so it makes it so easy to not do and to put it aside. And so one of the epiphanies on the call was like, I'm doing all the things. I just need more time. Like, it's just got to duplicate. I just got to have the consistency to continue to show up with what I'm doing. And so I was like, what am I doing wrong? Nothing. And so I don't know if maybe you guys have felt that way, but I was like, all right, back to the basics. That was my biggest takeaway. It was like, just back to the basics. ATM. reach out to people like with posture and invite them to join my business. And like, I was listening to this podcast too by Lori Harder. Does anybody follow her or listen to her podcast? It's so good. I've like dipped in and out of her stuff, but I have just like re-fallen in love with her. And I was listening to a podcast and she was talking with this bigwig. I can't remember her name, but she's sold a couple of companies for like multi-million, like hundreds of millions of dollars. And she was talking about you get a lot of rejection on the way to success. And that's just okay. Like it totally is okay, because just because what you're offering somebody isn't for them, it doesn't mean that it's not for somebody else. And if you let somebody's opinion that it's not for them make you believe that it's not good for you and like give up on your dream, you're like, you'll never go anywhere because nothing's for everybody. And so she was saying that you needed to take a Post-it and go put it on your mirror that says, get rejected. Get rejected. Because if you're not getting rejected enough, you're certainly not getting enough yeses to get where you want to go. Like it's going to take so many rejections. And when you do it in a good way with a lot of integrity and posture, your rejections aren't gut punches. It's not a reflection of you. Like maybe rejections, if you're sending copy and paste messages that people won't even open, then you feel a little slimy. And that's kind of a gut punch. And those rejections are probably yucky. But when you send somebody a heartfelt, like on purpose message, really about them and not about you, but about them, and they reject you because it's not for them, your rejections are going to go from like people ignoring your messages or like kind of, you know, giving that like weird energy to like, oh my God, I'm so glad you thought of me. Like, I'm so happy you think of me that way, but I don't have room for another thing on my plate right now. But like, I'm your number one fan. I love seeing what you're doing. And like, it's not a bad rejection. It's just not for them. And that's okay. And so I went and I put a Post-it note on my mirror that said, get rejected. And it was like a big epiphany for me. So I don't know, maybe that you guys need to hear that. But I think we all need to be rejected a couple times this week. Because that means that we talked to enough people and we got better at our offer. We got, you know, better at having that conversation and got that person off of our list instead of being scared to reach out to them and not making moves.
So after our conversation, it was like not last week, but the week before, and one of the girls on my dream team that I sent, that you challenged me to reach out to, and she was like one of the ones, she's already got her own platform and stuff. And so I sent it to her, and it was like she looked at it and didn't respond, but then she messaged me back today and was like, I don't know how I missed that. And she's like, I'd love to set up a time to chat with you. Tell me more about what you do. And I was like, oh, like I thought she was totally just like, whatever, like I don't want to do that. But she responded back. So it's super exciting.
I love that. Go girl. I'm so excited to see how that call goes.
I know, me too. I'm excited.
So, all right, it's 3:37. Let's get off of here by 3:45. But I want to hear, because it's just a good small group of us on here. We lost a couple people. I want to know, what is a thing that you are like shooting for this week? Like, where are you stretching in your business? Where are you needing to show up? Share with us so we can all hold each other accountable and cheer each other on once we do it. Because I would love for next week to be like, I did that thing and I didn't die. And I actually had a really good conversation out of it, or a new affiliate or a new customer or whatever.
I think mine will be the coffee chat. And then I'll be sending or talking to another friend. She wants me to send her one of the CBD socials. So I'm going to send her the one that I was on. And we'll see.
I love it. That's going to be perfect. Go,
Yeah.
girl. Cody.
I am going to be putting together sort of like a business opportunity presentation to be running our own team biz ops. And I want to have a system where it's like every other week we're inviting people to this business opportunity call. So I'm going to be collaborating kind of the same things that David and Dana do, and then some of our spice and sparkle from our team into one little presentation so that it can be a resource for everybody to be using. And we can have some voices in there that will be more targeted towards our audience. So I'm working on that presentation this week as I'm sort of in bed all week.
Love you, girl. Cody is on her healing journey, which isn't always, it kind of gets harder before it gets better. So we're cheering you on, girl, praying for you. And I'm so glad that you're finally on your healing journey. Krista.
I think I just need to reach out to a person a day that I've been thinking about, but I'm too chicken to do. And then I'm meeting with my like best friends this weekend, and we don't see each other often. So they like support me, but I don't want to say they don't, but I feel like I could talk to them, and my goal is get one of them to be a customer because they could all benefit, but they're all like, oh, it's the MLM and whatever, you know? You always got those people.
I feel like posture is everything in this. And
Yeah.
this kind of reminds me of the post I made about where, I don't know if you guys saw the Instagram post I made about my partner doesn't support me. Like,
Yeah, I saw that.
quote. And the number one thing I always ask people is, have you shared with them what it really means to you and why you're doing it? Because it can completely change their perception of what they think you're doing, because they're really just seeing their own fears. But if you can explain to somebody what you're doing with posture and excitement, it really changes their opinion of what's going on.
Yeah. And then I have one of my friends, she's like, oh, I love CBD. And then, but she's like, I use it. She uses another kind. So, and she's already talked to me. She's like, oh, I'm gonna buy from you. I'm like, okay, but she never has yet. And I'm not like gonna beg her to, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
no.
I feel so, but I'm gonna have it come up in conversation casually.
So one of my favorite things to say to people that are using CBD is, when you run out of yours, will you think of me? Will you think of me next time? Because I know, like, I partnered with this company because I think it's the best. So I know it will help you. And I would just like love the opportunity to be your CBD person. And I come with the 60-day money back guarantee. And you're like helping me. So remember me next time. And like, they're like, oh my God, yeah, duh. I don't even know why I didn't think about that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you don't have to be
Yeah,
weird about
I
it.
agree.
I
Right.
just, and when how like we have in our document about when you first launch the business, making that blog post on Facebook or in your Instagram stories about like, hey, I'm curious, who here has tried CBD and was it done for you? That's pretty much the conversation I have with the people that comment on it. I'll get in their DMs and be like, hey, thank you so much for like posting on my post. I'm really trying to like get a feel from my community, like who's using it and who isn't. I just partnered with the CBD company, so I love that it's helped you so much. Think of me next time you need to restock, because I would love to, help you with that. And, like whatever. So
yeah, I love that. Sorry, I'm wrestling my toddler.
It is.
He keeps going
good.
after our thing over here. That's going to fall on us.
Alex, are you available to share what you're going to do?
Yes, I need to get my ass on social media and start launching that. And then I've got a girlfriend, she's in Hawaii. So this, like, the time change is 6 hours from where we are. So it's a nightmare. She does road and infield, and she really loves CBD. So I'm actually going to send her some of this. And we've been going back and forth, but like the time change has been a nightmare with our schedules because she's got a newborn too. So I've got my list. I made my reach out list, and I started talking to a couple girls to just kind of like got the conversation going. They've all been in MLMs too. Just try to keep that consistent and get them to jump in. It's been warm, but it hasn't been hot, I would say. So like you were talking about earlier, just time and consistency of putting it out there. I've been putting it out there more on my personal page. I think I'm just going to stick to that page because I can't. 3 Instagram pages is just too much for anyone. So, but yeah, just work got busy. So just trying to, you know, I feel like I'm slacking, but I just actually don't feel like I've done too much yet except my own personal experience with it. So
Awesome. Well, I would love to hop on another mastermind. Maybe you, me, and Cody can hop on, or whoever's available. We can even bring in like Dr. Dana or Tara and just kind of help with that launch strategy. Would be super fun. So something I'm doing is I have been what's the word? Judging a book by its cover, or like thinking for somebody. And so there's this girl that I love. We were in a previous business together. We were sidelines. And we've always like loved on each other's social media and stuff. And she left my previous company as well for a different company. And she seems to be really happy online and doing really well. And so I've just like decided that she wouldn't be interested because she's doing that other thing. But I'm going to get into her DMs and I'm just going to say something like, we're always in each other's DMs, supporting each other. But I'm going to say something like, hey girl, I see you. It seems like you're super happy and killing it over at your new company. Like, I am your #1 cheerleader. I'm wishing you all the success in the world. But I also have to tell you that if you ever find yourself not happy or looking for something else, like, it would be a dream of mine for us to get to work together. So like, I needed you to know that you're my dream girl and I'm rooting for you no matter what you're doing. But I really hope in some alternate universe we get to work together someday. I'm just gonna let her know. And of course I have other people on my list too, but like, who knows? She could just be making these posts because she's trying to get some traction and she's not getting anywhere and she's frustrated and she's watching what I'm doing and could be considering it. And like, it could totally get the conversation started if that were the case. So I'm going to do it. All right, you guys, I hope everybody has the best Monday. I'm super excited to mail this out to somebody. Remember to tag me in your testimony. And I hope everybody just has the best day. I'll be on the One Team Works training tonight. Should be really good. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Bye. Thank you.
That's good.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me know if anybody needs to be added to that group.